Greetings, one and all. Radaman here, starting my episode, what is this, 7 of Desert Survival. So, I've had some feedback. One is, yeah, double walls are better. I understand. I like the aesthetics of a gap, but when I finally expand to this farm zone, it'll be double walled. I'm not going to queue up the rest. Another, this trade zone is really impeding the line of sight of the turrets, so I'm going to fix that as well. I'm going to move the steel slag into the base so that this stuff doesn't provide cover. What else? Yeah, a lot of big changes here I'm planning. So, first things first, let's move this stockpile up. Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go. And it covers all but these 2 spots. Now another thing is the power's not going to be running through this wall anymore. It's going to be running through a wall here, which connects to this battery. So this battery is going to have to move, and what better place to move it than right there, where we had a new spot. But then we're also going to want a roof zone there. There's a lot of little things I'm going to do. Try to get them all done. So what I'm really hoping to do is to sort of prep the kill box zone for refugees so that I can get more meat for Valentina and possibly a recruit. Whether I keep the refugee or not is up to the ability and traits of the refugee, but maybe I'll wound people that'll end up keeping. I don't know. We'll see. Was that me trying to seek a safer temperature? That was pathetic. Another thing I need to do is to make sure I'm using my soon-to-spoil potatoes before any other potatoes. So, yes, I'll do that as a priority. And it looks like I'm in a very awful phase of completion. So hopefully when I arise, we get that done. And I think what I'll focus on is, first, modifying the kill box and cleaning it up a bit. But then, just adding as many turrets as I can, really, because what problem can't be solved by more guns? Pretty much all problems in RimWorld can be solved by more guns. Alright, so now I need to haul some stuff once I'm done cooking. Looking at the power grid, yep, the switch still connects to these turrets, so all's well there. So now it's just up to hauling. And what I think I'm going to do is delete this zone here. There we go. That's just so that I could stockpile all of the blocks onto one another. I also want to process these scythers because they provide possible cover. Making sure I don't have heat stroke doing this, and I don't. Not bad heat stroke at least. For the maximum chance of success. Great. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, I'm gonna haul them in. The leader of Compact of Tranbar died, so it's now some new chief. They don't really like me at all, so whatever. And Cristobal has fully been eaten by Valentina. that really does mean that I'm going to need to focus on getting that some more refugees in here. Alright, so haul in the rest of this stuff, and then I'll just wall it off. Looking good. I guess I'll wall that off in the morning. Now, as much as I really want to get the machining research done, I think I really want to possibly add another person to the colony, which means I'm going to need to name the colony. Yeah. I'll have to think about that. Brainstorm some names. Alright, so we have the kill box sort of revised. So the next step is to prep more turrets, which means getting components and steel. 9, nice. Not 7 or 8, but a full 9. So there's some steel. Oh, and let's roof these off, and then remove this. I can't wait to have machining, because then I'll have plasteel turrets, which are a whole heck of a lot better than their steel counterparts. They don't die as easy. For now, I'm going to disallow these potatoes so they don't get added to any stacks, because I want to use up this. Oh, actually, that stack's not spoiling in a while. I don't know what happened, but hey, I don't mind. Use the oldest potatoes first. So I'll haul that steel in, I'll haul this steel in, and then I'll start working on getting another improvised turret up. I could also, let me just sort of rough this out here so I know what I'm working with. Now I realize I don't need the corner pieces, but I'm going to add them anyway. So I think what I'll do, looking at this map, is maybe build my next structure north. So I will probably put the temperature stuff here, and wall that off. Gonna make sure to not build any of that right now. So that will be cooling this area, and then some auto doors. And then I'll have more structures up here in the future. I want to mine a little bit more steel before I start putting it to turrets. So I think that's the closest mining spot. Let's get nice and cool first, so we can get the most amount of mining done as possible. And as I had hoped, this spot is... Oh, where are you going? You could finish. This spot is plentiful. So that will be enough steel for another turret. So if I wanted deadfall traps, what I might do is I might actually eventually move the walls one closer to the edge so that I can line them with deadfalls. So I'm not going to do that quite yet, but if I ever have a real surplus of steel, because steel deadfalls are the best, or probably plastile's better, but stone deadfalls don't do nearly as much damage as steel ones. So if I end up with like a poison ship or a psychic ship, that I have to destroy, I can always repurpose the ship for some, you know, repurpose all that steel once I destroy it to deadfalls. So just double checking the potatoes while I'm asleep. And 10 days is 9 days now. It's the shortest. That's plenty of time. Now we're headed into summer. It's the second day of summer. Meaning things are only going to get hotter around here, which means I really need to be careful with heat stroke. Heat stroke really does catch up with you quick. Before you know it, boom, you're unconscious. So I think what I'll do is I'll mine until I hit miner and then move steel in. Trying to cool down a little. So this, you can think of this as somewhat of a starter base. You know, I don't think I'm going to get rid of, unless I have a real surplus of materials, I'm probably not going to redesign this at all, even though the double insulated walls are better, and I acknowledge that. You know, I'm kind of okay with the way the base is laid out now. But I'll definitely be expanding and adding, you know, bedrooms and, you know, proper shelter, that kind of stuff. I definitely want a proper base. All right, so I'm excited about the prospect of getting some more people living here. So I'm really gonna work on turrets. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of some of this heat stroke and mine another thing. There's lots of steel out there, at least for now. And once I research deep drilling, there'll be more. So it'd be really, really good to get, you know, a wall full of turrets here. And I can even put some turrets down here as well. You know, I could line it like I did here. So I had some feedback saying that well, I could probably cut out here and put it there. Saying that sandbags don't help, but I tested it. They do this patch. I don't know if that was the case last patch. I don't scrutinize over the patch notes from patch to patch. So one thing I have to look out for is Valentina is about to start starving, and I don't have any food for her, so I got to keep an eye on that, obviously. Don't want her to starve. But I think I'll feel safer in my base as soon as I have a fair amount of turrets and deadfalls and stuff like that, because it's been sending, you know, if I agree to a refugee, I'm alone, so I really need a lot of firepower to take out the party that's going to chase them, you know, because I'm really in no position right now to be able to defend myself truly. You know, if they come with grenades and blow up all my turrets, which is very probable, you know, I'm sort of stuck. Plus, you know, tribals, even tribals can light the turrets on fire or score a nice pylum or bow hit and set to explode. So I really need to be very well prepared for situations of that caliber. So the more turrets, the merrier. Then I probably also need to think about prepping for ships and stuff, which means I need mortars. Because the way I used to deal with ships doesn't really work anymore. Alright, so before I go to sleep, let's try to get this last turret built. Doesn't require that much more steel, just components. I am, of course, anyone can see I have down to 6 components, so I'm low on components, but there is some compacted machinery around that I can make use of. Just tidying up a little bit before bedtime. So now I went from 4 to 6 turrets. Makes me feel a little bit better, and perfect timing, we got someone that wants to join the group. I'm probably going to keep them temporarily. Alright, so faction. Silver Soldiers, and name it Silverado. Why not? Because I really don't like this character other than the fact that they can research like a beast. So, definitely going to take advantage of that. So, what are we looking at here? We're looking at some chain shotguns, sniper rifles, a Molotov, armor. It's not a group of pushovers. So, Bomba here is really just going to be... Well, I'm not even going to bother with handle yet, because I don't even really have a meat source. I don't think I'm going to butcher too many. Alright, so here they come. I'm going to get in position here, flick the turrets on. And sort of pick my targets out. Sniper rifle, good. That's going to be super useful. Bomba here. Put on some clothing, but... Oh, good. So they're retreating without having destroyed much of anything, which is really works in my favor. I'm looking around to see if there's anyone I want to recruit. There really isn't. So Bomba, I'm going to put in charge of beating the fire out. He's a bad back. While I chase down some remaining people here. More meat the merrier. So now, before these people croak, let's strip them for their gear. Because a steel helmet's a good thing if I'm ever in combat. And all this extra clothing can go towards our new survivor here. Alright, so turrets are off. It's time to start hauling things into position. I think we can forget the steel for now. Chain shotgun's going to be pretty handy. Alright, so let's flick this on. Let's look at your gear. You just have pants on? Oh, look at that hat. The bowler hat. Alright, so we have a lot of corpses now. I think what I'm going to do is haul this out just to keep as many corpses as I can. Oh, you're already missing a head, aren't you? Was it eaten? I'm supposing it was. Yeah, bitten off. Yep. And before I rest, I'm probably going to want another bed for Bomba. So let's work on that. So Bomba, I would say, is... poor bed. Well, that's too bad for Bomba. Something of maybe a temporary colonist. You won't do hauling or cleaning. You're just the researcher. Because he doesn't really have any good long-term traits. So I'm not sure I'm going to want him sticking around for indefinitely. Just to get some research done. But the research is going to be super helpful. Alright, what will you do? You'll craft, but you're a slightly better crafter than Silver, but I'm not keeping you, so I don't want you doing that. You'll cook. You're the same skill as Silver, so I can have you be our primary cook for now, but we don't need a lot of meals. You're mostly just my researcher. Oh man, but you don't haul, so that's actually very annoying. Oh, and whatever you just cooked gave me food poisoning, you jackass. Alright, so we're gonna haul some of these extra corpses into position. Into storage, I should say. And then work on the weapons. So there's no sense in having a good sniper rifle just sit out there. Go to ruin. Hey, that is, as long as I can keep this frozen, that is a long time of food. There's a lot of food. Oh man, I am puking up a storm. That meal sucked. It's like Bomba's trying to take over the base by killing off Silver. Although that fight really couldn't have gone any better, to be perfectly honest. All the people that needed to die died. So how many corpses do we have left unaccounted for? 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to bury him quite yet. Alright, so I think I'm going to keep Bomba away from cooking. At least for now, because he doesn't haul, so it's actually kind of more inefficient to cook with him. And I am not yet over the food poisoning. So the steel advanced helmet sounds pretty good. Alright, so I researched smithing. Let's get machining. I'm probably not going to be smithing for a while because, well, quite frankly, it's wood-fueled, and I don't really have a lot of wood. Are we over the food poison? Oh, okay, we're over the food poison. That's good. Let's build some graves and bury the rest of the bodies. Now, I could wear the power armor helmets and stuff. I mean, not full-time, because that would keep me heated up more than a cowboy hat, but I don't really have any interest in wearing dead people stuff. So I will just go ahead and bury them. I'm at a major break risk, I'm assuming because I've seen a lot of dead people. Burning up, psychic drone. Oh, the barrack is dull now. Presumably because I need to clean it up a bit. So I'll have to work on Silver's mood. Living in a barracks is going to have its drawbacks. And I want to add another cooler here, because this is just sort of refrigerated. I definitely want it frozen for sure. So that's another project to work on. Oh really, you're going to wear the advanced helmet? Jackass. Of course I could force him to put it down. But, whatever. Let him keep it for now. Makes him feel good. Alright, so this drone is hurting the mood a bit. And there we go, it ended just as I needed it to. So let's bury the rest of the corpses, so the mood I have is as good as it can be. And then let's make sure we freeze these. We are in midsummer, so it could be difficult to... You know what, I'll make that marble. It could be difficult to keep it from being problematic. In the middle of the summer, even when you want to keep things cold, sometimes your best efforts aren't enough. But another cooler here should certainly help. I just have to make sure I make this cooler quick. Or else these guys are all going to rot pretty quick. And then make this a no roof zone. Alright, so now it's definitely colder. They're definitely frozen in there. It's pretty good. Suppose we haul the rest of this stuff now. So I, rather than manually ordering it over and over, will just prioritize haul. And Silver has sensory mechanites. I forget what that is. Puts me in some pain, but everything else is improved, including manipulation. That means that if I was to make a duster, now would be the time. I'm actually got higher manipulation as a result, higher sight. So as long as I don't let the heat stroke set in too far, it's actually a good thing. And if... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to say haul. Nothing like turning a disease into a positive, right? So what I'll do here is I'll just have tailoring. I'll turn the other dude off, because I don't want him making his own set of clothing, even though he's just going to research. And before you go to sleep, let's clean up the barracks so it's neutral as much as we can. Have it be neutral. Hey, having this temporary research is really going to be nice. Now I got some shirts and stuff to be able to put away. Now you got some cabin fever. I can fix that pretty quick. Freezer staying frozen even though it's pretty hot out. It's good stuff, good stuff. I'm happy with this episode so far. The kill box worked wonderfully. No turrets got destroyed. This one got pretty damn close. I should repair that as soon as I awake. So let's just manually repair this, because you never know when another mechanoid raid is coming or whatever. You know, it doesn't take much to repair these turrets either. It's pretty quick. I don't know if that's by design or something that has yet to be patched. Alright, so we'll haul the rest of the stuff, the rest of the bounty. And right as I sort of said, hey, we might expect some more mechanoids, here they are. As if on schedule. So I'm going to switch out weapons. And look to see if there's any turrets I need to repair. There's only this one. And forget hauling that. Get into position. Turn these babies on. Let her rip. Wow, that turret's still intact at 19%. That's impressive. Oh, it just got destroyed. Didn't even burn out. It's kind of fortunate because I don't lose the resources. However, with all these scythers, and I'm about to get machining researched, my days of resource scarcity are soon to be mostly over. Voila. So how many of these? Nope. Have blades left. Oh. Oops. That's a good amount of blades. It's more than I thought there'd be. Still working on hauling. Alright, so now I have machining. I think mortars maybe next. And that means that I could have a machining table really soon. Well, you certainly wore a lot of stuff. Let's not wear Alright, let's do some restrictions here. First off, there. Next is outfit. So nothing tattered. There's no sense in taking a hit to mood because you wore tattered clothing. Last thing I need is a pacifist going all rage monster on me. Alright, so we're gonna haul the rest of this stuff and then break down those scythers to get them out of the way. Starting to think that an auto door here would not be the worst idea. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that right now. I'm tired of running around like a crazy person. Certainly a hideous environment that I'm in. Alright, now I guess I'll allow you to haul that stuff too. But then I want to fix your heat stroke and get you making that new duster. So let's deprioritize haul. cool you off and force you to do some tailoring. Oh, you know what? Eat and rest. Good old eating and resting. Alright, so I need a little bit more steel for the machining table, but a little investment will go a long way, especially with all these scythers everywhere. So eventually the walls will look like that once I revise a little. But I'll process these scythers first before I go to tailoring. Get them out of the way so they're not giving cover to any future raiders. Alright, so oldest potatoes, 6 days, right there. It's good having this researcher here. I am certainly making use of it. For now, I'm going to use that herbal medicine stuff, not to go through all the high quality stuff too early. Alright, so let's modify these scythers. Getting pretty close to mortars. Alright, that's one blade. Another blade. This is looking good. Perfect. Got all the blades possible. So what I'm thinking is maybe eventually this becomes the like cloth or tree growing area. Something like that. They're both asleep at the same time. That's rare. I could put them on the same schedule, but I don't really care. Who needs circadian rhythms, right? Until the game adds a reason to have like proper sleep schedule, you know, unless you're a night owl. Whatever. It's not a big deal to me. Alright, so at this point, let's get some mining done so that we can get the machining table up. I'm at a minor break risk. I do want to do the tailoring though. I keep sort of putting that off. I'm not sure what skills machining is anymore. They've kind of changed everything. Maybe it's construction, maybe it's crafting. Probably a bit of both. I don't know. Alright, so using the oldest potatoes now. Next oldest is this stack. And head to sleep. So I only really need 3 more steel for the machining table, and then I'll have a pretty good source of steel and stuff. Look at you fly through the research. And you know, being industrious doesn't hurt. Let's check your research rate. It's probably something pretty absurd. Yeah, that's pretty good. You have hurt manipulation due to your bad back, but I can't really fix that. Not without mods. And I'm not gonna mod. Not this playthrough, at least. So the only thing I'd worry about is, that's pretty good. Is more raids. Alright, so let's get a little bit of mining done. I'm not just, actually just mine the one spot. Alright, mortar's about to click off as soon as Bomba awakes. Alright, we don't even have enough components for this, so let's get some components done. Construction steel is getting up there, which is good. So we need 2 components, 2 more, 5 total. Got mortars. I don't know, double strand wouldn't be a terrible idea. Drug production wouldn't be a terrible idea. Refining for smoke pot belts wouldn't be awful. Hydroponics wouldn't be awful either. Let's go hydro. Alright, so there's our components. Gotta cool down. Alright, let's get this done. I'm excited. It seemed like such a long-term goal here until I got the researcher. Alright, so this machining table, I can do a lot with it. Armor vest obviously is something I'm going to want pretty early on, but oh, this is good. And of course I go to sleep. All that excitement about a machining table, and going to sleep is the top priority. So this takes minimum skills. So this is a crafting skill. That's cool. Because the blocks are construction skills. Which has changed. It used to be crafting. Butchery, and I'm sure it's cooking, yeah. But it's good to check. So, before I continue on this Mega Sloth Wool Duster, it actually would help to disassemble all my mechanoids for crafting skill. So that means getting all these mechanoids all disassembled as well. Or ready for disassembly, you know, turned off and blades removed. Ooh, I don't have any components right now. That's not a good position to be in, but I'll be able to fix that pretty soon. Alright, so we got the hydro. Electric smelting, why not? Or transport pods wouldn't be bad. Long range mineral scanner wouldn't be bad. Multi-analyzer wouldn't be bad. Maybe multi-analyzer. Just speed up the rate of oh, Bomba, sick from plague. Don't want to lose my researcher, so Let's look at your needs. Your needs, let's have you rest and get tended to immediately. Very, very good medicine right there. Thanks to the thanks to how easy it is to do with Glitter World. Now he has like no medicine ability, so because I'm tempted to try to do some bionics, but the issue with that is with him having literally no medicine ability, that's just gonna hurt me more than help me. Alright. Do a little bit of machining. Check out the oldest potatoes, which is a stack of 9. Unless this one's older. Nope. And we're getting some components finally, which is good. And plasteel, and oh, this is just delicious. So let's check out this crafting. So I'm almost at crafting level 7. It's going up slow. Slow but sure. Ugh. The idea of having plasteel turrets and doors and it's pretty good. So I'll hit 7 before I need to continue the clothing. Alright, let's make the base slightly less hideous before we go to sleep. And let's see if I can't force you to self-heal. Oh, no, you're just going to go to sleep on the ground. That's cool. So I've had to woken you up a bunch. Escape pod. Mr. Mark here. Brawler abrasive. Any gear I want? Yeah. I have some gear that I want. I have to leave Bomba here though. In fact, heat stroke serious? Well, that's not good. What is your 84? Okay. It's worn by a corpse, but that one isn't, but it's tattered. Let's just have you wear... Oh, you can't even walk. Crap. I might have to move you into the freezer. I don't think I'm going to be able to drop the temperature in here below 84. So I'm going to freeze you and then have you wear smarter clothing. Kind of a strange process, but... And, you know what, I'm actually going to give you the better bed too. So Bomba, go wear that hat. And wear that jacket. And rest. So now you're comfortable until 106, so that means you won't heat stroke indoors anymore. And I'm going to force wear that, leave the helmet. The helmet I can tap into if I ever have combat. Now why am I not self-tending my sensory mechanites? Probably because herbal medicine doesn't do anything for sensory mechanites? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Oh, but I don't want you sleeping there. I wanted to strip him, but I never got around to it. not the end of the world. Really don't understand how self-tend works. But you want to go to sleep, so I'm going to let you sleep. Now, it's a lot of gear that I have on these guys that is going to be consumed. Yeah, if anyone passes by to buy it, I'll strip them. But otherwise, I don't really care. Dead man stuff doesn't tend to sell very well anyway. Definitely gonna need a new t-shirt, but I think there was some shirts here. Nope, maybe not, because Bomba put them on. Alright, Plague Minor. Immunity is way above the severity, so that's good. Let's tend to him. Feed ourselves. Let's feed him too. Tend to yourself, why not? And potato time. It's going to be pretty important to keep these potatoes going now that I have to feed two of us with it, but I don't think we're going to run into a problem there, and if we do, I can always erect the next farm. So we're crafting 7 now, which means let's try getting some tailoring done. Especially while it's cooler out in the wee hours. And we're almost through summer. So another thing I'm going to do is install some plasteel turrets. I believe I have enough for a few. These turrets up there take the most heat. What I mean by heat is they get attacked most. Tattered apparel. Bomba, yeah, I'm well aware. He's gonna have to roll with it. Got a pretty good amount of this duster done, and that's going to help Bomba stay cooler without having to wear tattered apparel, which will be good. But we need to go back to sleep. Bomba's at a major break risk. What do you need? You need food? I'll let you get up. Oh. Okay. Got knocked out from food poisoning. That's kind of funny to me, a little bit. I know that's rude, but it was pretty funny. Alright, let's make some plasteel. Plasteel turrets. Don't have a lot of components to do it, but well, there's a will, there's a way. So let's reinstall this one down there. Alright, so he's already immune. He's just knocked unconscious due to food poisoning. It's pretty easy to keep him healed. It also got Silver's medicine up a little bit. And I suppose once I awake, as long as I have the sensory mechanites, might as well get some more crafting done. Ooh, gross. Alright, so you're in a major break risk, but you're an unarmed pacifist, so I don't know how dangerous you really are. I'm going to do a little bit of compacted machinery mining before I get back to tailoring, just so that I have the backup components for security. Mining out this little node here wouldn't be the worst thing to do. And we're back to doing research. Swell. Pretty close. Will I be able to finish? We will see. Let's cool off a little bit. Drop the heat stroke. And finish. And then rest and eat. Alright, so we've made a good Mega Sloth Wool Duster that's phenomenal. That protects from an insane amount of heat. Insane amount of heat. Holy moly. I am now comfortable up until about 200 degrees, so no longer really have to worry about heat anymore. Holy God, I didn't realize it was going to be that good. Alright, Bomba, you can go wear my old duster. If you could move. Wow, you are slow. Food poisoning and a bad back? Well, you can't even get to your bedroom? Oh, you don't really have a bedroom. Yeah, I see. I'm gonna try for another bed here. No, I'll just settle for the poor bed. I'll switch the owners. Next, they're awake. So Bomba, that also means that you can ditch the dead man's gear. And I'll probably put on the advanced steel helmet here. It only slows my movement a little bit, but I don't need the oh, excuse me, no. That's not yours. I think Silver was just laying there because sleep was going down. So now I am comfortable. 177, yeah, that's fine. Multi-analyzer's done. Hospital bed, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'll just go back and do some Devil Strand. Do some of the cheap stuff. Round out all the earlier stuff. Guess you can cloud watch now, because being outside is not going to hurt you any. Bomba's now protected up until 137, so pretty good. And we've got some new, oh, this is great. I don't even have to worry about overheating anymore, not really. Is that, oh, Psychic Soothe male. For a second I thought that said Psychic Soothe female, and I was going to be like, what? Okay, so we've just hit an hour, and this has clearly been the most productive that I've gotten so far in these episodes. So I'm very happy about that. Getting all this wonderful research done, machining, Bomba, the gear, the weapons. Oh, it's just glorious, glorious. So I hope you tune in for episode 8. Coming at you sometime really soon, and I'm looking forward to hearing some feedback. And if you like the video, please let me know by dropping me a like or comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that is always pretty nice to do as well. And I hope to catch you all next time. So, adios.